What if everything you thought you knew about flying was wrong? Have you ever wondered what really happens when you're soaring through the skies? You're not alone. Many of us who fly regularly have misconceptions about how planes actually work. We've all heard the rumors and myths, from turbulence being a sign of danger to the idea that flying is inherently risky. But the truth is, flying is an incredibly safe mode of transportation, and most of what we think we know is based on misunderstandings or outdated information. Think of it like this. When you're driving a car, you don't need to know how the engine works to get from point A to point B. But with flying, it seems like the more we know, the more we realize how little we understand. And here's the surprising part. The actual mechanics of flight are not only fascinating, but they're also reassuring. So, let's take a closer look at what really happens when we fly and explore the insider knowledge that will change the way you think about air travel. By understanding how planes work, you'll see that flying is not only safe, but also remarkably efficient. So what's the first thing that insiders know that nobody says out loud? What if I told you that turbulence, one of the most feared aspects of flying, is actually not as scary as it sounds? We've all been there, sitting on a plane, feeling it shake and rattle, and wondering if everything is going to be okay. But here's the thing. Planes are designed to withstand turbulence, and they're actually incredibly good at it. Think of an airplane wing like a big, strong branch on a tree. It's flexible, and it can bend and absorb the shocks of turbulent air. And I mean really bend. In extreme conditions, a wing can flex up to 12 feet, which is pretty amazing when you think about it. This flexibility is what helps the plane ride out rough patches of air, keeping you safe and comfortable inside. And the chances of turbulence causing any real damage to the plane are incredibly rare. Pilots and airlines take it very seriously, and they have all sorts of systems in place to minimize its impact. So the next time you hit some bumpy air, just remember, the plane is designed to handle it, and you're safer than you think. So, what's the next misconception about flying that we can clear up? Vocabulary. Turbulence, flexible, withstand, misconception. Have you ever wondered why your flight path doesn't always look like a straight line from your departure city to your destination? One common myth about flying is that planes fly directly from point A to point B, but the reality is more complex. In fact, pilots don't just point the nose of the plane at the destination and hope for the best. Instead, they follow carefully planned routes that take into account other air traffic, weather, and even military airspace. Think of it like a network of highways in the sky, with planes following specific lanes or airways to avoid collisions. And just like on the ground, these airways have their own set of rules and traffic control systems to keep everything running smoothly. Here's the surprising part. These routes can be hundreds of miles longer than the most direct path, but they're designed to minimize delays and ensure safety. It's like taking the scenic route, but instead of enjoying the views, you're avoiding other planes and bad weather. So the next time you look out the window and see the plane turning or changing altitude, it's not because the pilot got lost. It's because they're following the invisible highways in the sky to get you to your destination safely. And that's the truth about flight routes and air traffic, which is just one of the many things that every passenger gets wrong about flying. Vocabulary. Altitude, airways, airspace, collision. What if I told you that pilots aren't actually flying the plane for most of the flight? You might think that a bit scary, but stick with me here. The truth is, autopilot systems are incredibly advanced and do most of the work, allowing pilots to focus on more important tasks. Think of it like a cruise control in your car, but way more sophisticated. These systems can adjust the plane's altitude, heading, and speed with precision, making tiny adjustments along the way to keep the plane on course. And here's the surprising part. Pilots are more like supervisors, monitoring the systems and making adjustments as needed, rather than constantly manually flying the plane. It's not that they're not in control, it's just that they're using technology to help them do their job more efficiently and safely. In fact, most commercial flights are on autopilot for around 90% of the time, which is a testament to how reliable and trustworthy these systems are. So, the next time you're on a flight, remember that the pilots are up there keeping a watchful eye on things, but also relying on the advanced technology to help them get you safely to your destination. And that's a reassuring thought, right? Vocabulary, autopilot, supervisor, altitude, heading. What if I told you that flying is actually one of the safest modes of transportation, and yet it's often perceived as one of the most dangerous? You might think that's because of all the news coverage of plane crashes, but here's the thing. Crashes are incredibly rare. In fact, the chances of being in a plane crash are lower than being struck by lightning. To put into perspective, imagine you're on a road trip from New York to Los Angeles. You're more likely to get into a car accident on the way to the airport than you are to be in a plane crash. And that's because planes have multiple redundancies and backup systems in place to prevent accidents. For example, commercial airplanes have duplicate critical systems, like 2 engines, 2 pilot seats, and even duplicate hydraulic systems. This means that if one system fails, the other can take over, ensuring the plane can still fly safely. And let's not forget about the rigorous maintenance schedules and strict safety protocols that airlines follow. So, while it's natural to feel some level of anxiety when flying, the truth is that the risk of being in a plane crash is incredibly low. And that's what insiders know that nobody says out loud. Flying is safe, and it's getting safer every year. Vocabulary, redundancy, backup, hydraulic, rigorous, protocol. So what's the biggest misconception about flying? It's that it's a mysterious, unpredictable, and even scary process. But the truth is, flying is incredibly safe and carefully controlled. Think of it like a highly choreographed dance, with every step, every move meticulously planned and executed. The pilots, the air traffic controllers, the maintenance crew, everyone plays a crucial role in ensuring your safety. And here's the surprising part. Even with all the complexities of flying, the chances of something going seriously wrong are incredibly rare. In fact, you're far more likely to get hurt driving to the airport than you're on the plane itself. So, the next time you're on a flight, remember that you're in good hands. The pilots are trained to handle any situation, and the plane is designed to withstand even the toughest conditions. You can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight, knowing that you're safe. And if you want to learn more insider secrets about flying, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more explanatory videos. If you'll never look at a plane the same way, you know what to do. Vocabulary, turbulence, airframe, propulsion, aviation.